Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be covering a very new and interesting topic, that how do we integrate UiPath with Zoom. So Zoom these days we all are using too much because we are working from WFH. So Zoom, Teams, all these we are really using too much. So it is it would be good to know that if we know actually how do we integrate UiPath with Zoom. So by the end of this entire playlist, you'll not only be aware that how can we integrate UiPath with Zoom, but you'll get a fair idea of how you can integrate any other application with UiPath. What should be the approach, how you should actually proceed when you have to convert any third party application with UiPath. So before starting, I'll showcase you a demo, give you an overview that what all are there when you go on integrating UiPath with any other application, what all should be taken care of, and what should be the approach or the methods to be followed to do so. So if I just open the studio, so here you can see that I have a create Zoom meeting. So I have already integrated Zoom, but obviously I'll showcase it from scratch. But before we start or we jump into the code of how to do it, let's see a demo. So this is my Zoom, even if I refresh it. So this is the meetings page, which would be showcasing all the upcoming meetings I am having on my Zoom account. So as of now, you can see that the user does not have any upcoming meetings. But post I have executed this thing, this particular create Zoom meeting XAML, which I have on my system. So it is obviously not interacting via UI, that it won't navigate to this URL or click on meetings or do the entire manual task. Instead, when you have integrated, so you integrated with the help of SDKs or you integrated with the help of APIs by calling the APIs. So all those things happen. So as of now, the robot has yet not started executing. These days my laptop is very slow. And also when you don't have to interact with UI, like the bot would not come open this URL, click here and there, then enter all the details and then create a meeting. Because when you do that, then it would take a lot of time. But when you're actually calling an API or integrating an SDK to do that task, then the task is very much faster, because it's like you just open the URL and the time it takes to load back the page, that is the only time consumed to create a meeting, to delete a meeting, to get a user details, to get the recording, anything. So that is the only time that is consumed. So that's why when you actually integrate, so your performance is tremendously increased. So it hasn't yet started the execution. Let's wait for some time. So that's actually the benefit when you have integrated any application that your client wants or your project wants, and instead of just performing the UI operations, just clicking here and there and just typing, if you actually integrate it, you call its APIs. Okay, so when it finally ran, I stopped it. Anyways, I'll run it again. Okay, so now I'll stop the execution. Now, once I refresh this page, let's see whether we have a meeting created or we do not have a meeting created. So now we have a meeting created. Okay, and we have two meetings created because I called it twice. So this is how fast you can actually do without interacting with the UI. And also one more advantage is when you're actually not interacting with UI, so all those selector issues and all those things which you can get while typing, or if somebody has, disturbed it or has moved the cursor position, your program won't break because it is not at all interacting with your UI. So you're completely free to do whatever you want to, because the robot is never going to interact with the UI. It is actually integrating the APIs and the SDKs to perform the task. So now coming on to how it actually does it. So for integration to any application, not just Zoom, it is any application, whichever is available, there are few things that have to be kept in mind when we go on integrating it with any other application, not just UiPath. You can integrate any XYZ application with any XYZ application. So the few things have to be always kept in mind. So the first thing is when you are, so there are a lot of ways, first of all, how you can integrate. You can integrate via API, which is application programming interface. You can integrate it via SDKs. You can integrate via all these methods by calling an HTTP request or by integrating an SDK that has been provided. So if I talk about API, so which is what we're going to use while integrating UiPath with Zoom. So Zoom has already provided a lot of APIs which you can use to integrate Zoom with any application. And so is for UiPath. UiPath must also have the APIs or the ways or mechanism by which it could be integrated with any other application. So it's totally dependent on the application usage. If there is any need in the market and UiPath sees that, okay, there is a need in market that people want to integrate our software or our tool with some other application, so they would obviously provide. And so the similar case with Zoom, Microsoft Teams, GitHub. Okay, so now once you choose one of these methods to integrate, now the other thing is the authentication. That when you are calling a request or when you are sending an HTTP request or integrating an API, so how does the server know that you are a genuine user or you are trying to access your record only? So that is via authentication. And now there are various ways to authenticate. So there is JWT, which we are going to use. Then there is OAuth. Then there are a lot many. These are just two which I'm telling you, but there are a lot many ways to authenticate. So JWT is JSON Web Token. So you know what JSON is? It's just a key value pair like this. So JSON Web Token basically has tokens which authenticates. And if I talk about OAuth, then that is a pretty enhanced version of authentication, which also you can use, and it helps in maintaining that SSO thing, that you need not to, you need not to keep sending the request every time. So it's like SSO. So if an application has SSO, so the single sign-on is enabled, and once you have logged in, then you need not to keep logging in every time you access that application. So these are the two ways which, as of now, you can see that Zoom has provided. So OAuth, a lot many applications provide OAuth, the authentication way, and so is with JWT. And these are not just the two authentication protocol. OAuth basically is an authentication protocol, and JWT is a way of authenticating via tokens, via JSON Web Tokens. So there are a lot many authentication protocols, and there are a lot many ways by which you can authenticate. So the first and foremost thing is, if you go through the document of any application that you are trying to integrate, you would find a very nice documentation almost for every application. Maybe for some you would not find that detailed documentation, but it's always available. So if I talk about Zoom, so first of all, we have this marketplace.zoom.us, which basically would provide you the ways to authenticate yourself, the ways to create an app so that you can accordingly integrate it. So you can see here that you can integrate with Team Drives, you can integrate it with LinkedIn, Slack, Gmail, Google Drive, so GitHub. So all those things are available. Then you can see here the categories, what all are available. And also there is a very nice documentation about all the APIs given. We even have SDKs. So if you want to integrate via SDKs or you want to integrate via API, everything is given in a very detailed manner. You can go through it. It is always really helpful. Whichever you are trying to integrate, whichever application, there's always a documentation given on that particular sites. And if they're not allowing you to integrate, or if they have not exposed their API, so that would also be mentioned. Okay, so now the first and foremost thing which you have to do is you'll have to create an app here. in the Zoom app marketplace, which is actually, by creating this, you would actually, get to have your tokens, the JSON web tokens, or the access key or secret key of authentication when you have to authenticate, whether you have to go with OAuth or JWT. So if you come here and you click on develop, you click on build app, so you'll get an option, okay, that you want to build a JWT app. So when you build a JWT app, then you would authenticate via JWT tokens. When you build a OAuth app, then you're going to authenticate via OAuth token or OAuth protocols. So for SDK also, there is a way. And because I've already created a JWT app, which is in use, and an SDK app, which is in use, so that's why you can see here it's written your account already has JWT credential and your account already has SDK credentials. So all these options are also there. So as of now, I'll be showing that how do we do it with JWT tokens. So because I've already created, so I do not get a create option here. But when you'll be creating, you'll get a create option here. You'll just have to fill in very basic details, your mail ID to which the account is registered and all those details. And then your app would be created and it would be here. If you go to manage, so you can see here UiPath app and you can see the type OAuth, SDK and JWT. So it's activated, it's live on my account. So if I click on this, so you will get to know that what all things are required. You can give an app name, you can give a company name, which is not required. Then you can give all this email address and everything. And the other things are not required. Okay, so here we have the tokens. And here, if I click on view JWT token, then you would get your JWT token, which you can set obviously that you want it for 90 minutes or 1 day or 1 week and others. So this is very much required that you need to have a JWT token, which you will be generating only once you create your app in the Zoom marketplace. So once you have created your app in the Zoom app marketplace, then you will have your JWT token via which you're going to authenticate every time to make any call. So, and similarly, if you want to go with the OAuth thing, you would need to have an OAuth client ID and a secret key. OAuth client ID is required and a secret key is required, which when you'll create your app, you'll automatically get it. And to make any call or to do any task in the Zoom via the API or via the SDK, you need to have these secret keys, or these are just ID password thing which you usually provide to log into any application. So these are the things, and this is just not bounded to Zoom. In any integration, you would require these certain things. The type of protocol may vary, the type of authentication mechanism it is using may vary, but these are the basic thing which is required in every integration. So this is what I've given you an overview of what we're going to cover in this playlist. And from the next video, one by one, we'll start covering all the APIs that are available. Also, if I talk about Zoom, then all the APIs that are available are not for free. So you see here, there are a lot many APIs. Under accounts, these many APIs, then under billing, there are a number of APIs. Then under contacts also, then devices. So there are a lot many APIs. But all these APIs are not available for free. Either you should have a premium account, and also if you have a premium account, all the APIs are not available for free use. Then there are some APIs for which you have to require prior permission from Zoom team itself to call those APIs. Otherwise, you'll not be able to call that API or you'll get an error. So all those things are very clearly mentioned in the document. And again, I'm telling you, it's just not bounded to Zoom for every application. So suppose if you try to integrate LinkedIn. So previously LinkedIn exposed few of its API and it was available for free use, but now none of the APIs of LinkedIn are available for free use. You need to have a premium account, and usually for most of the APIs, you need to have a prior permission from the LinkedIn team itself to call those APIs. So the same thing goes with a lot many applications. Either they are not available for free use, or even if they are available, or if they can be made available with a premium account, you need to have a prior permission from their team to call those APIs. and that is all due to security reasons and to, you know, to follow all the policies which they have created. So it's dependent on application to application. So yeah, so I've covered, given you an overview that what we are going to cover and what approach you should actually be putting forward when you go on integrating with any application. So that's all for this video. So stay tuned. In the next video, we'll be moving towards the implementation approach, where we'll be picking up few of the APIs and start integrating them one by one. And at last, we'll try making custom activities out of those. So you'll have a full picture, a full pack of how you first of all integrate anything, and then post you have integrated it, how can you, you know, make a custom activity out of it, so that you don't have to make changes in code. You can just drag and drop and get your work done. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.